Yo, what's good? Everyday Superpower signing in, where we learn about game, body language, human relations, dynamics, everything in between, alright? Yo, a little bit of pimp game for you on this one then, yeah? I picked this up from somebody else. Or at least partially. That's what I'm going to speak on, just partially, yeah? I'm going to say, speak to her like she's unattractive, yeah? Or at the very least, observe her and through your mind's eye perceive her as unattractive. Biologically speaking, chemically speaking, you don't really perceive that. You know, your body is gonna correlate and you're gonna be well aware. But consciously look at her and think, what am I doing trying to pursue you? Yeah. Because what we do as men is we pedestalize the women we are attracted to and we act differently towards them. We know this, right? You know this because you've been here, yeah? And that's not the place we need to be as men. That's not an attractive place. She's not going to find attraction in us when she perceives us as placing ourselves underneath her and pursuing her. And sometimes pursuing the woman's not the worst thing in the world, contrary to popular belief. But her chasing you is always the best way. It's always the best way. It's way better. So I got this idea years back. There was a guy who said, imagine her when you speak to her. Now this is deep. But this is the pimp game, right? I'm not into all of this and that. I'm not harsh with it like this, but this is where I got it from. I'm open to new ideas. He says, look at her like she's got a footprint on the side of her face, as if you've planted your foot on the on her face, and when you are looking at her, perceive her with half of her face covered in that footprint, that muddy footprint, because she's below you and you walk all over her, yeah? That's crazy, right? And I don't like to get into that depth, not on the YouTube channel at the very least, you know? But moving onwards from that, look at her like she's unattractive. If you're not really into heavier girls and you find this girl attractive, look at her and just imagine she's 30 pounds heavier, 50 pounds heavier, 100 pounds heavier. And just continue your conversation as you would do normally. But just have that in your mind's eye when you communicate with her. Yeah? Don't pursue her like she's more special than she is. What, just because she looks good? She doesn't know what you got going on. And what you got going on is so much more special, because I bet she don't work like you. Because if you're a man, you're working right now. And if you're working and you want to work for a good looking woman, that's all she's going to be bringing to the table, yeah? I doubt you're looking for a scientist or a doctor. I mean, in a perfect world, it'd be nice, you know what I mean? Come pay half of the bills, love. But men tend to generally be a little more fickle than that and just be interested in, you know, a good looking woman. Yeah, it don't matter if she's serving French fries at McDonald's. I know when I see a girl in there with that McDonald's uniform and them jeans on, them grey jeans, and she's looking shapely and that, it doesn't make a difference to me. But she ain't gonna look at the man that way, you know? So even when you're there suited and booted and you're walking in and you're showing, you know, your status and your wealth and everything they tell you have to have as a man, right, to attract women, when you go in there and you overtly are just like drooling at this woman, she's gonna think, I got him. And she's not going to be sexually attracted to you. She might be attracted to what she can get out of you, but she won't be sexually attracted to you as a dominant man, as the masculine in relation to her feminine. You need to walk in there self-confident and aware, and at least project the fact that you have so much access to these women that she's no different to the rest of them. So why don't you just picture her, if you can't do that, why don't you just picture her as somebody you're not interested in? This is backwards, right? Because this is not the way it should be. Our biology is horrible. The way that we have to maneuver in such a position, and we can't just overtly just be like, I find you attractive, you find me attractive, hopefully. Let's fuck. You know what I mean? I wish that was the way it is, but unfortunately it's not. We have to deceive ourselves into believing she's not attractive for her to be attracted in us, in curiosity as to why we don't find her attractive. How ridiculous is it? But that's the way it is. I'm not saying that this is like the way relationships should work. I don't think it should work like this. But this is the way our biology and our connection and our evolutionary processes work. She's interested in a man who's outside of her league because that man obviously can provide more or has access to a resource as to which is above and beyond her. That's why he's acting in such a manner. So when you go and see her, imagine that footprint on her face because you're above and beyond her. It don't matter what woman it is, you as a man, the weakest, most delicate man has got a drive and a perspective and a tunnel vision that shoots through with laser-like precision any task, any goal, and can move onwards to the sky and the stars that she doesn't possess. Facts. Facts. And that's not to be misogynistic, that's not to be disrespectful, that's the change of the sexes, that's the differentiation. We can't care like she can, we can't nurture like she can, we can't look after the children like she can, you know? That child still needs both presence, but you know where I'm coming from. You know where I'm coming from. So I'm not saying one thing to put us above and beyond and just sort of leave them in the dust. The women have got their own favourable attributes that we can't even compare to. So with that being said, look at her like she's not. Yeah? Because every man turns up, looks at her and is like, whoa, 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 she's so beautiful. And starts acting mad. And she's used to that. But when you turn up and you look at her and you just sort of take a moment to think, she's not that attractive, and start to psych yourself out in a way to look at her in a different manner and to look at every woman in a different manner. To be honest with you, you can just go around life thinking they don't compare to who I am and what I've got going on. They'll start to find a little bit of interest in you, and if they don't, it doesn't matter because not everybody is interested in everyone, and that's something that's a hard pill to swallow, considering we look at the world through our eyes and we think we're so special, but it's not the case. It's not the case. Another bit of pimp game that a pimp would say would just like F with the girls who F with you, and not the other way around. Don't start pursuing women who have you working for them. You're going to start acting foolish, but when they're already interested in you, then it's almost like they've won when you give them your time. But no, you've won because you've attracted a woman who you're attracted to, and that's what we're interested in, right? How does that work? So on that note, click like, click subscribe. That's some game. We're doing daily uploads for a bit, yeah? 2 links in the description of this video. One takes you to the catalogue of body language where you'll learn how to read people from A to B. It's a YouTube playlist. It's free. Second is the Patreon. I'm signing out.